Imagine this. You want to speak English fluently. You want to express yourself clearly, but every time you open your mouth, hesitation takes over. Words get stuck in your throat. Your mind knows what to say, but your tongue doesn't follow. You think, if only I had someone to practice with, maybe I could improve. But here's the truth: waiting for the perfect partner, the perfect environment, or the perfect situation is just another excuse. Fluency doesn't come from waiting. Fluency comes from doing. And the most powerful way to do it? By practicing English alone. Yes, alone. You don't need a classroom. You don't need a teacher by your side every moment. You don't even need a friend to listen. What you need is consistency, creativity, and courage. And today I'll show you exactly how to unlock that power. Think about it. Every great speaker you admire once started by talking to themselves, by repeating words over and over until they became second nature. Children don't learn their first language by joining a classroom. They learn it by listening, by imitating, and by speaking aloud to themselves without fear. The same principle works with English. If you can talk, you can practice. If you can listen, you can improve. And if you can stay committed, you can master fluency. Now I know what you might be thinking, but won't I look silly talking to myself? Let me ask you, do you want to stay stuck or do you want to grow? Winners don't care how they look while practicing. They only care about the results. Every time you speak English alone, you're training your brain, your tongue, and your confidence. You're breaking the barrier of silence that holds millions of learners back. And the best part? You control the environment. You decide the pace. You are both the student and the teacher. That makes you unstoppable. Imagine waking up tomorrow and narrating your morning in English. I'm brushing my teeth, I'm making coffee, I'm preparing for work. At first it feels strange, but day by day, that strangeness disappears. You begin to think in English, and when you think in English, speaking becomes natural. Or imagine recording yourself telling a story about your day, listening back, and realizing how much better you sound than last week. That's progress. That's growth. And that's how champions are built step by step, alone but determined. Practicing English alone is not a weakness. It is your greatest strength. Why? Because it removes excuses. No partner? No problem. No classroom? Still no problem. You are available to yourself 24/7. The moment you decide to turn your free time, your quiet moments, and even your boredom into practice sessions, you take control of your journey. The difference between someone who dreams of fluency and someone who achieves it is simple. Action. And action doesn't wait for perfect conditions. Action begins here, right now, with you. In this video, I'll guide you through powerful, practical ways to practice English alone. From talking to yourself, to recording your voice, from shadowing techniques to daily challenges, you'll see that fluency is not a distant dream. It's a reality within your reach. All it takes is courage to start and discipline to continue. So let me ask you, are you ready to stop making excuses? Are you ready to stop saying someday and start saying today? Because today can be the day you unlock your English fluency. Remember this: no one can do the speaking for you. No one can put the words into your mouth. But you, yes. You have the power to take charge, to practice, and to improve. And once you begin, the world will see the confident version of you that has been waiting to break free. Part 1. Talk to yourself daily. One of the simplest and most powerful ways to practice English alone is by talking to yourself. Yes, it may sound unusual at first, but it is the secret weapon of confident speakers. When you talk to yourself, you are training two critical things at the same time: your brain and your mouth. Your brain learns to think in English while your mouth learns to shape the words naturally. The more you do it, the smoother it becomes. Think about it. When a baby learns to speak their first language, they don't sit in a classroom with a grammar book. They babble. They repeat sounds. They say words to themselves again and again until they start making sense. You can do the exact same thing with English. Talking to yourself daily creates a safe environment where mistakes are not embarrassing, where you don't fear judgment, and where you can experiment freely. Here's how you can start. Stand in front of a mirror and speak about anything for 1 or 2 minutes. It doesn't have to be complicated. Start with your day. I woke up at 7. I brushed my teeth. I'm feeling a little tired, but I'm excited to learn. If you don't know the exact words, don't stop. Use the words you do know. The goal is not perfection. The goal is flow. Over time, you will notice that your sentences become smoother and your hesitation fades away. Another technique is to narrate your actions in real time. Imagine you are walking around your house. Say out loud what you're doing. I'm opening the fridge. I'm pouring some water. I'm looking for my phone. It may feel strange in the beginning, but what you're doing is rewiring your brain to process life in English. This habit trains your mind to stay in English mode instead of translating from your native language. And that shift thinking in English is one of the biggest keys to fluency. At first, your inner critic will try to stop you. That little voice will whisper, "This is silly. You sound funny. Why are you talking to yourself?" But remember, every champion looks strange while they practice. A boxer shadow boxes alone in the mirror. A singer rehearses lyrics in an empty room. A dancer trains without music, just perfecting moves. Talking to yourself in English is no different. It's your personal training ground. Here's the motivational truth. If you can talk to yourself in English every single day, even for just 5 minutes, you will see transformation faster than you expect. Fluency is not built in silence, it is built through speaking. And since you spend most of your time with yourself, you already have the perfect practice partner. So don't wait for someone else to appear before you start. Don't let the absence of a partner hold you back. Talk to yourself daily, out loud, confidently, without fear. The mirror becomes your stage. Your voice becomes your coach. And every word you speak moves you one step closer to becoming fluent in English. Part 2. Record your voice. If you truly want to see progress in your English, you need proof of how far you've come. And one of the most powerful ways to measure that progress is by recording your own voice. At first, this can feel uncomfortable. Many people say, "I don't like how my voice sounds. I feel shy hearing myself." But here's the truth. You cannot improve what you don't measure. Recording your voice is like keeping a diary of your progress, but instead of writing, you're capturing your spoken journey. When you speak and immediately forget what you said, you miss the chance to learn from yourself. But when you record, you give yourself the gift of reflection. You can play it back, notice where you hesitated, where you mispronounced, or where your sentences flowed beautifully. It's like having a personal English coach who is always available you. Here's how you can start. Take your phone, open the voice recorder, and talk for just 2 minutes. Don't overthink. Choose a simple topic like what I did today, my favorite movie, or my goals for this week. Speak as naturally as you can. Once you're done, play it back. Listen carefully. Where did you pause too much? Did you use the same word again and again? Did your pronunciation sound clear? Don't judge yourself harshly, observe like a learner. Each recording is not a test, it's a lesson. Over time, keep these recordings. After a week, after a month, listen again. You will be amazed. What felt impossible in the beginning will sound smoother later. You'll hear your vocabulary growing, your grammar improving, and your confidence strengthening. This is why recording is so motivating. It shows you real, undeniable progress. Another powerful method is reading out loud while recording. Take a short article, a story, or even a motivational quote in English. Read it clearly, record yourself, then compare your recording with the original speaker if you have one like a podcast, audiobook, or video. This is how you learn rhythm, pronunciation, and natural intonation. It's like training your voice to sound closer to native speakers. Yes, in the beginning you may cringe at your own recordings. You may think, do I really sound like that? But instead of letting that discourage you, let it push you. Every athlete watches their own performance videos to improve. Every singer listens to their own songs to get better. Why should learning English be any different? Remember this: your recordings are not meant to embarrass you. They are meant to empower you. Each one is a snapshot of your journey, and the more you practice, the stronger those snapshots will look. The day will come when you'll listen to your old recordings and smile, saying, I've come so far, so don't be afraid. Pick up your phone, record your voice, and own your progress. Speaking English fluently is not just about practice, it's about tracking growth. And recording your voice turns invisible effort into visible success. Part 3. Shadowing Technique. If you want to sound more natural in English, there's one technique that can transform the way you speak: shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a native English speaker and repeating their words immediately, almost like an echo. It's like you're walking in their footsteps, copying their rhythm, their tone, and their pronunciation. At first it feels challenging, but with practice, it becomes one of the fastest ways to train your brain and mouth to speak like a fluent speaker. Think about how musicians learn. A guitarist listens to a song and plays along, trying to match every note. A dancer follows the moves of a professional choreographer step by step. In the same way, shadowing allows you to copy fluent speakers until their patterns become your own. It's not just about speaking, it's about sounding natural. Here's how you can start. Find short audio clips in English. It could be from YouTube videos, podcasts, audiobooks, or even movie dialogues. Play a sentence, pause for a second, and repeat it out loud exactly the way you heard it. Try to match the speed, the intonation, and even the emotion in the voice. Don't worry if you can't get it perfect in the beginning. The goal is not perfection, it's imitation. The more you imitate, the more your mouth gets used to producing natural sounds. For example, if you listen to someone saying, I can't believe it's already morning, don't just repeat the words flatly. Try to copy the emotion, the rise and fall of the voice, the speed of the sentence. This way, you're not just learning vocabulary, you're learning the music of English. Because English is not only about words, it's about rhythm. At first, shadowing feels like running a race where you're always a few steps behind. You'll stumble, you'll lose pace, you'll feel breathless. But every time you try again, you'll get closer. Slowly, your brain adjusts. Your tongue learns faster. And then one day, you'll find yourself speaking a sentence without hesitation because you've already trained your mouth to move in that exact pattern. Here's the motivational truth. Shadowing is tough in the beginning. Many learners quit because it feels uncomfortable, but champions push through the discomfort. They know that growth comes from repetition. Imagine shadowing for 10 minutes every day. In a month, your pronunciation will be clearer. In 3 months, your fluency will flow more naturally. In 6 months, people will notice the confidence in your voice. Remember, the power of shadowing is that you're learning from the best. You're absorbing the language the same way children learn, by copying. And the more you copy, the more natural English becomes. So don't just listen to English, shadow it. Turn your favorite podcast into your classroom. Turn your favorite movie dialogue into your daily practice. Step into the rhythm of fluent speakers, and soon that rhythm will become your own. Part 4. Read aloud. every day. If you want to strengthen your English fluency, there is a simple yet powerful exercise you can do daily: reading aloud. This method might sound basic, but it's a game changer. When you read silently, your eyes recognize the words, but your tongue remains passive. When you read aloud, however, you train your mouth, your ears, and your brain all at the same time. It is a complete workout for your English skills. Think of it like going to the gym. If you only watch fitness videos without exercising, your body won't change. In the same way, if you only read silently, your speaking muscles won't develop. But when you read aloud, you are lifting the weights of fluency. You are exercising your pronunciation, your rhythm, and your confidence. Here's how you can begin. Pick a text that matches your level. It could be a children's story if you're a beginner, a news article if you're intermediate, or even a novel if you're advanced. Don't worry about difficulty. What matters is consistency. Read the text out loud for 10 to 15 minutes every day. Don't rush. Focus on clarity. Pretend you are reading it to an audience, even if you're alone in your room. This will train you to project your voice with confidence. You can also combine this with recording. Read aloud, record your voice, and then listen back. Notice the places where you stumbled or where your pronunciation was unclear. Then read the same passage again, this time with improvement. Over days and weeks, you will notice that the same sentences that felt heavy on your tongue will begin to flow smoothly. That is proof of growth. Here's the motivational truth: reading aloud also boosts your vocabulary. When you come across new words, don't just glance at them. Speak them. Roll them on your tongue. Use them in a sentence of your own. Every time you read a new phrase aloud, you're planting it deeper into your memory. Silent reading may teach you recognition, but loud reading builds ownership. The words become yours. Another tip is to choose texts with dialogues. Reading dialogues aloud allows you to practice natural conversation styles. Imagine reading a scene where two characters are talking. Give each one a different tone, a different energy. This trains you to sound more expressive in real conversations. And remember, English is not only about words, it's about emotion and delivery. Reading aloud helps you bring that life into your speech. At first, you might feel shy or awkward. You may stumble over sentences, pause too often, or mispronounce words. But don't let that stop you. Every stumble is a step forward. Every mispronunciation is a chance to correct. Every page you read aloud builds a stronger, more confident version of you. So, make reading aloud your daily ritual. Just 10 minutes a day can transform your fluency over time. The page becomes your stage, the words become your practice tools, and your voice becomes stronger with each sentence. Remember, fluency is not built in silence. It is built in sound, and your sound matters. Part 5. Practice thinking in English. One of the biggest mistakes English learners make is depending too much on translation. They think in their native language first, then try to convert the thought into English. This slows down their speech, creates hesitation, and often leads to broken sentences. If you want to speak fluently, you must train your mind to think in English. Once your thoughts are in English, your words will follow naturally. Think about how you use your first language. You don't stop to translate every word before speaking. The words simply flow because your brain is wired to think in that language. To reach fluency in English, you need to rewire your brain the same way. And here's the good news: you don't need anyone else to do this. You can train yourself anytime, anywhere. Here's how you can start. Choose simple moments in your day and describe them in English, silently in your head. For example, when you wake up, think, "I'm getting out of bed. I feel a little sleepy, but I'm ready for the day." When you're cooking, think, "I'm cutting vegetables. I need some salt. This smells delicious." Instead of translating these thoughts from your native language, force yourself to build them directly in English. Another powerful technique is self-questioning. Throughout the day, ask yourself small questions in English. What should I eat for lunch? What's my plan for tomorrow? How do I feel right now? Then answer them in English. At first, your answers may be short and simple, but over time, your responses will grow longer and more natural. You're not just practicing English, you're living it in your thoughts. Yes, in the beginning, this will feel slow. You might get stuck because you don't know certain words. But don't stop. Use the words you do know. Replace missing words with simple phrases. For example, if you don't know the word umbrella, just say the thing I use when it rains. Over time, as you learn more vocabulary, those gaps will disappear. What matters most is keeping your brain inside English. Here's the motivational truth. Thinking in English is not just about practice, it's about identity. When you start thinking in English, you stop being a student and start becoming a speaker. You shift from I'm learning English to I live in English. That shift is powerful. It gives you confidence, it builds fluency, and it makes speaking less of a performance and more of a natural habit. Remember, this fluency is not built when you open your mouth for a few minutes a day. It is built in your thoughts, in the thousands of moments when no one is listening. If your mind speaks English, your mouth will too. So don't just wait for practice time, turn your life into practice time. Think in English when you wake up, when you're eating, when you're walking, even when you're daydreaming. The more your mind thinks in English, the less space hesitation will have. And when your thoughts are fluent, your words will flow like water. Part 6. Use technology and apps. We live in a world where technology has placed unlimited opportunities right in our hands. If you own a smartphone, you already have a powerful English-speaking partner available to you 24/7. The truth is, you don't need to wait for a teacher or a class anymore. Technology can guide, correct, and challenge you every single day. If you use it wisely, your phone can become your personal English coach. Think about it. Most people use their phones for scrolling social media, playing games, or wasting time. But what if you turned that same device into your fluency machine? What if every time you unlocked your phone, you practiced speaking instead of just consuming content? That shift alone could accelerate your English faster than years of passive learning. Here's how you can start. Use voice assistants like Siri, Alexa, or Google Assistant, but set them to English. Ask them questions out loud. What's the weather today? Set a timer for 10 minutes. Play motivational music. These interactions may seem small, but they train your brain to communicate in English naturally. Plus, you'll instantly know if your pronunciation was clear, because the assistant will only respond correctly if it understands you. Next, explore language learning apps like Duolingo, HelloTalk, or Cambly. Many of these apps allow you to practice speaking out loud, not just reading or writing. Some even connect you with native speakers or AI partners for real conversation practice. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day adds up. Consistency is what matters. And here's something even more powerful. Use recording and translation apps. For example, speak a sentence into Google Translate, then play back the English version. Compare it to your recording. Did it sound similar? Did the app understand your words clearly? If yes, great, you're on the right track. If not, try again until the recognition is perfect. This is immediate feedback, something learners in the past could only dream of. Technology also allows you to shadow and practice anywhere. Download podcasts, audiobooks, or YouTube videos in English. Put on your headphones, repeat after the speaker, and practice while commuting, exercising, or walking. Your free time becomes your classroom. No teacher, no schedule, no excuse, you're in control. Of course, technology is only as powerful as your discipline. Many learners download apps but never use them consistently. The key is to treat your phone as a tool, not a distraction. Set a daily goal. I will spend 15 minutes practicing English on apps before I open social media. If you stay committed, those 15 minutes will transform into hours of practice over weeks and months. Here's the motivational truth. Fluency is not about resources. It's about how you use them. You already have the world's best teachers in your pocket. You can listen to native speakers, practice pronunciation, and receive instant feedback anytime, anywhere. The question is not, do I have the tools? The question is, am I using them? So don't let technology control you, make it serve you. Turn your smartphone into your language partner. Use apps, use AI, use every tool available. And every tap, every word, every interaction will bring you closer to the confident English speaker you are becoming. Part 7. Storytelling practice. Human beings are natural storytellers. From childhood, we learn, connect, and remember through stories. And when it comes to learning English, storytelling is one of the most powerful ways to practice speaking alone. Why? Because stories push you to use vocabulary, emotions, and creativity all at once. They transform your English from robotic sentences into natural, expressive communication. Think about it. When you tell a story, you are not just using words, you are creating a picture. You're connecting ideas, adding feelings, and making your sentences flow. This is exactly what fluent speakers do in real conversations. The good news is, you don't need an audience to start storytelling. You can practice alone, and your imagination becomes your stage. Here's how you can begin. At the end of each day, tell the story of your day out loud in English. Don't just list actions, bring them to life. Instead of saying, I went to work, I ate lunch, I came home, expand it. This morning, I woke up late and had to rush. On the way to work, I missed the bus, but I decided to walk instead. At first, I was frustrated, but then I realized it gave me time to clear my mind. Notice how this version has detail, emotion, and flow. That's the magic of storytelling. You can also create imaginary stories. Pick an object around you and build a story about it. If you see a book, imagine who wrote it, why they wrote it, or what secret message it might hide. If you see a photo, tell the story behind it, even if you make it up. The goal is not truth, but fluency. The more you push your brain to form sentences in story form, the more naturally your English will come alive. Another powerful method is retelling stories you already know. Take a movie you watched, a book you read, or even a news article, and explain it in your own words. Retelling forces your brain to organize thoughts, use transitions, and speak continuously without stopping. This is fluency training at its best. At first, your stories may be short and simple. You may pause often, searching for the right words. That's okay. Don't aim for perfection, aim for flow. Over time, your stories will grow longer, more detailed, and more expressive. You'll start using connecting words like then, suddenly, however, finally. These little connectors are what make you sound fluent. Here's the motivational truth. Storytelling is not just practice, it's confidence training. Every time you tell a story in English, you are proving to yourself that you can create, express, and communicate without waiting for someone else. And the best part? The more stories you tell, the more confident you'll feel in real conversations. So make storytelling your daily habit. Tell your story from today. Tell the story of your childhood. Tell a story from your imagination. Alone in your room, your voice is enough. Every story you speak is a step toward fluency, a step toward confidence, and a step toward becoming the English speaker you've always wanted to be. Part 8. Learn and use phrases, not just words. Many English learners focus on memorizing single words, believing that a bigger vocabulary alone will make them fluent. The truth is, knowing 1,000 words doesn't automatically make you a confident speaker. Fluency comes from using phrases, not isolated words. Phrases give your speech rhythm, context, and natural flow. They are the building blocks of sentences that native speakers use effortlessly every day. Think about it. When you speak your first language, you rarely form sentences word by word. Instead, you use common phrases. How are you doing? I'm going to bed. I can't believe it. These phrases save time, make speech smoother, and convey meaning naturally. Learning English in the same way allows you to communicate quickly, confidently, and correctly. Here's how you can start. Pick phrases that are practical for daily life. Start with greetings, small talk, and common expressions. For example, instead of just memorizing the word hungry, learn phrases like, I'm starving, let's eat. Or I could really go for some food right now. Instead of the word tired, try, I'm exhausted after a long day, or I need to rest for a while. Notice how these phrases sound natural and give you confidence when speaking. Another powerful method is phrase repetition. When you learn a new phrase, use it multiple times throughout your day. Speak it aloud in different situations. For example, if you learn, I'm looking forward to it, try using it while talking about your plans, your work, or even your hobbies. The more you repeat, the more it becomes automatic. Soon, you won't have to think about forming sentences. Your phrases will flow naturally. Also, pay attention to how phrases are used by native speakers. Listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos, or follow conversations in English shows. Take note of expressions and patterns. Shadow them, repeat them, and eventually incorporate them into your own speech. Over time, you'll notice that you sound more fluent and confident because you're speaking like a native speaker, not like someone translating word by word. Here's the motivational truth. Learning phrases is not just about convenience, it's about power. When you speak in phrases, you convey meaning clearly, you express emotions naturally, and you build confidence that words alone cannot give. Each phrase you master is like a tool in your toolkit, ready to be used whenever you need it. So don't just focus on vocabulary lists. Focus on phrases that matter. Speak them, repeat them, and use them in your daily life.
Make them your habit. And remember, fluency is not about knowing more words, it's about knowing how to combine words naturally. When you focus on phrases, your English will sound smoother, more confident, and more alive than ever before. Your voice is not just speaking, it's expressing, connecting, and growing. Start thinking in phrases today, and you'll see how quickly your fluency begins to flow. Part 9. Set daily speaking challenges. If you want to take your English speaking skills to the next level, daily challenges are essential. Practice becomes powerful when it has purpose, structure, and goals. Without challenges, it's easy to get comfortable with small routines, repeat the same sentences, and stall your progress. But when you challenge yourself every day, you push the boundaries of what you can do, and your English grows faster than you ever imagined. Think about athletes. They don't become champions by running the same distance every day, they set new goals, increase their speed, and push themselves beyond comfort. The same principle applies to learning English. Small daily speaking challenges stretch your abilities, improve your fluency, and build confidence. Here's how to start. Set specific, achievable goals each day. For example, you might say, today I will speak about my morning routine for 2 minutes without stopping. Or, I will describe my favorite movie in English in detail. The key is to commit to speaking out loud, using complete sentences, and pushing yourself just a little further than usual. Another effective approach is topic challenges. Pick a new topic each day: my dream job, a memorable vacation, how to cook my favorite meal. Speak about it for 3 to 5 minutes. This encourages you to use new vocabulary, form more complex sentences, and organize your thoughts. Over time, you'll notice that you can speak about unfamiliar topics with confidence, a skill that is invaluable in real-life conversations. You can also incorporate time challenges. Set a timer for a few minutes and speak continuously in English without stopping. At first, it may feel difficult. Your mind will search for words, and you might pause often. That's okay. The goal is to train your brain to think quickly in English and your mouth to keep up. Each attempt will make you faster, clearer, and more fluent. Here's the motivational truth: these daily challenges may feel uncomfortable at first. You might stumble, mispronounce words, or struggle to form sentences. But discomfort is a sign of growth. Each challenge you face builds resilience, confidence, and fluency. The small victories accumulate over time, and soon speaking English will feel natural and effortless. Remember, fluency is not built in long, sporadic practice sessions. It's built in consistent, daily effort with purpose. Even 10 minutes a day of focused speaking challenges is more effective than hours of passive learning. And the best part? You don't need a classroom or a teacher. You are your own guide, your own coach, and your own challenge creator. So start today. Set a new challenge, speak out loud, push yourself, and never settle for comfort. Every challenge you face strengthens your voice, sharpens your mind, and brings you one step closer to English fluency. The more you challenge yourself, the more unstoppable your progress becomes. Learning English is not just about grammar rules, vocabulary lists, or memorizing phrases. It's about unlocking your confidence and creating a voice that can connect with the world. Many people wait for the perfect time, the perfect teacher, or the perfect partner to practice speaking, but here's the truth: the perfect time is now, and the perfect partner is already with you. It's yourself. Practicing alone is not a weakness. It's actually your greatest strength. It's where you build the foundation, where you make mistakes without fear, and where you learn to speak freely without hesitation. Think about it: every great speaker you admire didn't start by standing on a stage or speaking fluently in front of an audience. They started in silence. They started in their rooms, practicing alone, repeating words, recording their voices, and correcting themselves day after day. The reason they now speak with confidence is because they dared to begin when no one was watching. When you practice speaking English alone, you are training more than just your tongue, you're training your mindset. You're teaching yourself discipline, consistency, and resilience. You're proving to yourself that fluency is not just about talent, it's about persistence. Each word you speak aloud, each sentence you repeat, and each thought you translate into English brings you one step closer to mastery. It's like watering a seed every day. It may not look like it's growing at first, but with patience, that seed becomes a strong tree. Remember, mistakes are not your enemy, they are your teachers. When you practice alone, you have the freedom to make unlimited mistakes without embarrassment. No one is there to judge you. That means you can try, fail, and try again until you get it right. Over time, those small improvements add up and create unstoppable confidence. But most importantly, practicing alone builds self-reliance. You stop waiting for others to help you, and you take control of your own growth. That independence is powerful. It means you'll never be held back by circumstances. Whether you live in a country where English is rarely spoken, whether you don't have access to classes, or whether you're simply shy, you can still grow, you can still improve, and you can still succeed.
So the next time you feel like you're not ready, remind yourself, Fluency doesn't come from waiting. It comes from speaking. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day, even if it's just repeating sentences from a book, even if it's just talking to yourself in front of a mirror, that small daily effort is enough to transform your English step by step. The world is waiting for your voice. Opportunities, friendships, and success are waiting on the other side of your practice. Don't silence yourself. Don't hold back. Every word you speak in English is building the bridge toward your future. You don't need permission. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. So start today, start now, and keep speaking. Because the more you practice alone, the stronger and more confident your voice will become when the world is finally listening. Fluency is not a dream, it's your destiny. And the journey begins with you, right here, right now.